digester tanks. That is not the very beginning of the process. The very beginning of the process is at the trash removal. So all that water flows into the treatment plant. We first take out the trash, then we take out the dirt, and then it goes into the settling tanks and the bacterial tanks. Both the first tanks that you looked at and the big round second tanks we looked at, the stuff that flows to the top or sinks to the bottom, all of that scum and sludge will be transported across the treatment plant to those digesters. So the solids process and the water process kind of happens simultaneously. It's happening at the same time. There's always solids that are being suctioned off of the bottoms and tops of those tanks and going over to the digesters. And right now you guys are following them. This pipeline right by all of your knees on my side, this one, says WAS. That's what we call waste activated sludge. That's all of those little bacteria with all that food and poo in their bellies that we don't want to recycle anymore into the aeration basins. We want to turn them into fertilizer now. So they're being moved across the treatment plant. This right here, primary sludge. Where do you think all of this sludge is coming from? Waste activated sludge is like secondary sludge. That's the stuff from the bottoms of the round tanks. Primary sludge is the stuff from the bottoms of those first square tanks we looked at. Basically, this is food and poop. This right here is bacteria that have eaten food and poop. Does that make sense? Alright, so that's all going to move across the treatment plant. 24 hours a day this stuff is moving. We don't ever empty a tank to refill it. Always water in, always water out. A lot of our operations and maintenance staff are really just working to make sure that things keep flowing. Which brings up a good point. On an average day like today, we are really focused on trying to make sure this water is as clean as we can possibly get it. But when we get a lot of rain, and let's say West Point, like we had that 2007 December storm, lots of extra water went to West Point. That plant, all of a sudden, they're just trying to keep the water in the pipes. They really don't care how clean it is going out to the Puget Sound. They just do not want it to back up and flood houses or flood streets and end up with sewage overflows throughout the region. So it is really different. A lot of it is just managing this flow of water and on most days just trying to get it as clean as we possibly can.